Hey there, this is a more in-depth tutorial on how to use Multistreamer. I have another video which I'll link to that's just a short like, hey, like, here's what this can do kind of thing. Um, but just to refresh, Multistreamer is an open source web app that I've been working on. It's available on GitHub. You can install it on anything you want for free. This video does not go over how to install it. This video is just on using it. I've got other videos on installing it. Um, so this is assuming that you've already got it installed. But anyways, it lets you stream to multiple services at the same time, so you can push video to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. It supports Beam/Mixer and also Facebook. I do want to point out, in the other video I didn't do any Facebook streaming. You're not really supposed to simulcast to Facebook Live and other things at the same time unless you own that site. So, like if you're a news agency, you're allowed to stream to Facebook Live and your own site, right? But you're not supposed to stream to Facebook Live and Twitch or Facebook Live and YouTube. However, I don't have any code that prevents you from doing that because there's cases where, let's say you want to do a live video on Facebook and you want to have a replay on YouTube. Instead of having to record your video and upload it later to YouTube, what I like to do is I'll make I'll quote go live on video on you. I'll go live on YouTube. Keep my video as private, so that way there's no notifications, and even if somebody else gets the URL, they can't even see it, right? So for all intents and purposes, you're not actually live on YouTube. So I'll go live on both Facebook and YouTube, but the video is set to private. When I'm done, I can just set the video to public, and then I don't have to have a second upload step later. It can save me some time. So, like I said, with that reasoning is why I don't have anything that prevents you from doing that. Please just, follow the rules. So with all that out of the way, so Multistreamer has sort of two overall concepts. You have what's called streams and accounts. And the idea is that you can make a stream as a group of accounts. So you add some accounts, and then you can create a stream, associate your accounts with that stream. So basically, like, I'll have a stream for going on Twitch and YouTube. And you can make as many streams as you want. And it even makes sense to have streams that maybe they go to the same account all the time. But you want to have an easy way to keep different metadata. So for instance, I'll have a stream for doing my podcast, and I'll have a stream for me playing video games. And a lot of times those actually go to the exact same video things. I just, I tend to just I like having them separate so I can come into the dashboard for like me playing video games, and a lot of the settings I already want are there, right? Like maybe a default video title template or something like that. So anyways, let's actually get into using this. So there's two ways to start adding accounts. You can do it from this screen, or once you've made a stream, you can do it there. And so I'll go ahead and show both. So first I'll go ahead and just add a Twitch account. And we'll get that done. Easy peasy. There's my Twitch account. So then I'll go ahead and make a stream. You can call your stream names anything you want. It doesn't particularly matter. That's more for you. You just can't have duplicate names, and if you try to make a duplicate stream, it'll kick you out. When you make streams, you can either have everything go live as soon as it starts getting video, or you can make it so you have to come into your dashboard and go live. So for now, I'll go ahead and turn that on. So now let's say, now we've got our stream created, and we've got our settings here. So I'll come into accounts, and I'll go ahead and, I'm not going to turn on my Twitch just yet. You'll notice down here, I can add accounts from here too. And if I do them from this screen, they're auto associated to this stream. So let me go ahead and add a YouTube account. And you'll notice it's already checked here on the stream. So now I'll go ahead and check Twitch. You don't have to explicitly hit save down here. Just switching tabs actually auto saves. So now I've got my dashboard. And on the dashboard, I can start filling in settings for my streams. So I can say, okay, on Twitch, I'm going to call this Multistreamer demo. And I'll just put it under creative for now. And then, yeah, on my YouTube, I'll do, oh, there's a handy shortcut. So let's say you're shooting multiple things, you're probably going to use the same title and description. You can fill that out up here and hit this copy button. In fact, let me wipe this out so it's more obvious what's happening. And it copies that, these fields down to anything with the same name. So it'll do title, description. Twitch doesn't have a description, so nothing got filled in. And I still have to deal with all my other YouTube settings. And I won't get too into the weeds. If you've used YouTube, these should generally make sense. Like, what privacy do you want? Do you want only you? Anyone with the URL can get to it. Anyone can, or do you want your video listed on your actual, profile? And then same thing with category, right? That's not rocket science. Resolution and frame rate, though, you're going to want to go into OBS and check your resolution and frame rate and make sure that these match up. I haven't written code to deal with, say, detecting your resolution and frame rate. And when you go live on YouTube, you have to tell it, when you use the YouTube API, you have to tell it what your resolution and frame rate are. So just make sure that matches. And in the end, it might not even matter that much. I think you can, if you push it to if you tell it the wrong resolution, I'm pretty sure YouTube will deal with it. And so, yeah, so then we can go ahead and, now we've got that set up, let's set up OBS. So we'll go ahead and copy this RTMP URL. We'll come into OBS setting. Whoops, whoa, OBS crashed. Let's fire up OBS again. That was weird. Okay. So we'll set our stream type to custom streaming server. I forgot the URL in here, but I'm going to clear out that key. And then we'll go ahead and copy stream key, paste that into OBS, and we're done. And so I can go ahead and hit start streaming. And if I switch back here, and let me go and just, the dashboard can refresh every 10 seconds, or I can just click it and make it refresh. So you'll notice I now have a go live button that's available, and that's because I'm pushing video now. Every 10, there it goes. The stream preview doesn't kick in until I think you have a 10-second like buffer of video, something like that. But you can come here and preview your stream, make sure everything looks good, and then you can hit go live. And if there's any problems, it'll tell you up here what the problems were. Otherwise, you'll get a green thing saying you're started, good to go. So now, there's a couple of ways to get to your stream URLs. The way I like to do it is if I come into the chat, I have some view counters up here, and these are links to the streams. YouTube takes about like 30 seconds before it switches over to live, whereas Twitch tends to be a little quicker about it. Man. So, yeah. And so now that we're streaming, you'll probably have people chatting and things like that. So let me go ahead and do like, hey, this is a chat message from Twitch. And that will pop into here on my chat page. And I can respond to chat from here too. And that'll pop up here on Twitch. If I come to YouTube, there it goes. I'll say, hey, this is from YouTube. And I'll come over here. And I can respond here as well. Now, this chat picker, which you get to by clicking the icon, you'll notice there's a third account here. It has a little hash icon. That's what I call the IRC account. So Multistreamer also acts as an IRC server, and you can connect to it with IRC. So let me go ahead and actually, yeah, this is all right. Okay. So when you log in with IRC, you can, and I guess I should go over how you set up IRC. I mean, it's kind of hard to go over how to set it because there's so many different clients out there, but generally speaking, what you want to do is let me find my network list here. Where is that at? Network list. Pull that in. So what you generally want to do is you'll have a host name you connect to, and you'll notice that on the main page of Multistreamer, it'll list the IRC host name and IRC port. So you just, you know, do whatever you gotta do in your particular chat client to make sure that works. You know, turn on SSL if the page says you need SSL. The main thing is you want to make your nick be your username that you use in Multistreamer. And when you're connecting, you want to don't use any, like, this doesn't use nick serve auth, which is, you know, that's a popular authentication thing on a lot of bigger IRC servers. You do a server password, not a nick serve password with your password. Or if your client supports SASL, you can turn on SASL and authenticate that way. You know, either way, just not nick serve is basically what I'm getting at here. But anyways, so yeah, when you list channels, you'll basically each stream is a channel. And let's see, I'm already in this. When you're streaming, you'll have bots show up that represent, you know, what you're streaming as, and you can address those bots to chat. So, and also I can just do like chat on the server. So I can say like, hey, this is strictly on IRC. And if I pull up my Multistreamer, oh darn it, I had closed it. Can't click today. Let me try that again. That popped up here, and I can say like, oh cool. So this is handy. This part is handy for like if you have you can share streams with other users, which I'll get to in a second. But if you have a team that works on, say, a broadcast, you can all use this as your way of communicating with each other about like what's going on the stream and all that. But yeah, and then if I address a bot, so if I can begin my message with like at name of the bot or just name of the bot, I can have like a colon or a comma or something, nothing, doesn't really matter. As long as my message begins with the bot name, it'll take whatever I type after that and put, you know, and post it as a comment on that stream, right? So I can say like, this is coming from IRC. Of course, something went wrong here. Let me try that again. Huh, okay, that's interesting, because it went, it just didn't get relayed back into my IRC client. I don't know why that is. I'll have to fix that. But you can see it did get posted. If I come here, there's mine coming from IRC messages. You know what was weird was the fact that let me go ahead and just quit XChat and pull that back up. Because I was pretty sure I had, before I made the before I started making the video, I made the I deleted all my streams so I could like start from scratch. And so it's pretty weird that I was rejoining here. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I think it was me deleting a bunch of stuff and restarting that made it weird. Okay, but something else I want to point out is when you address a bot, your message like to the bot doesn't get relayed into here. So that way you don't get spammed with like people who are using the bots to chat. You don't see their actual IRC message. You just see, you know, the bot. And let me go ahead and do like the YouTube bot too. Oh, okay. Whew. I was like, oh no, they'll tell me something went wrong. Yeah, like I said, I had deleted and then I remade the stream, I think with the same name, and I think I may have thrown things off. I mean, it's so rare that I delete streams. So anyways, yeah, so that's the IRC server. And so I guess, let's see, those are the sort of the bigger features. Some other features though, you can give permissions to other users. So there's another user on the system called Test, and if I want him to interact with the chat, I can allow him to do that. So I can let him view the chat, which he can still comment, but only with accounts that he's the owner of, or the accounts. I guess you can share accounts, and if an account's been shared with him, he can use it too. But basically, he can't use your accounts again unless he's like share those accounts with them. Whereas right chat, he can use like whatever accounts you're streaming with, he can chat as those accounts. And again, that's more for like a team, scenario. And then metadata, you can let people view the metadata, which gives them basically they can see what your dashboard has set up as far as all your different account settings, for Twitch, YouTube, etc. And then edit metadata lets them edit that. None of these settings give anybody access to the other tabs. The only tab they can get access to is dashboard, and that's only if you have some kind of metadata permission. Like, so if they have just chat, they can't get to the dashboard. They can only get to the chat. So let me go ahead and do that. Actually, we'll give view chat to the test user, and let me go ahead and log out. Log in as him. So you'll see here, there's listing for stream shared by John, and I can get to the chat, but I can't. There's no links to dashboard. And even if I try to be tricky and say like, okay, well, let me, I know that all my dashboard links are always like /stream/ID. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it doesn't give me access to it. I forgot I did that. It does give me, if I try to do this, which you have to explicitly type in this URL. This is a page you'll usually see. You'll get the chat, but nothing else. It doesn't let you mess with anything. Yeah. Let's see other features. There is a chat widget that you can embed into OBS, etc. Basically, you can just copy. If you click it, it doesn't look like a lot, but let me go ahead and post a message. And it popped in at the bottom there. So like I said, this is meant to be embedded on your stream, say using OBS and the browser source plugin. And you configure it by changing things in the URL. So for instance, I can do things like, right now IRC messages won't show up. Like if I come into here and type like, hey, even though that would show up on the normal chat page, it won't. But if I get rid of that hide IRC, now they will. Let me, so that's handy. Basically you can embed your chat and not have IRC messages show up. And again, that's meant for your streaming, and you'll be able to talk, you want to have an embedded chat, but still talk amongst yourselves. You can have that hide IRC flag on. Everything else, you can have messages coming from the top instead of from the bottom. So I'm going to try that out. That came in from the top. And then you can change the font size. So let's make that like 32. And it's all just by changing things in the URL. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get back to the main page. Whoops. Let's get logged back in as me. Nope. So we've gone over the accounts, we've gone over permissions. Oh, webhooks. Webhooks are pretty cool. They basically, whenever an event happens, like when a stream starts, ends, or you get a new comment in, you can have Multistreamer send data somewhere for you. And it's pretty quick. It's like immediate. So you can, and there's two types of webhooks. There's a Discord and a Raw. So Raw is basically just a whole bunch of data, whereas Discord is formatted, just to post on Discord. So let me go ahead and pull up, I'm going to make a goofball channel here. We're on Discord. And let me make a, before I make the webhook, let me stop streaming because I want to show off, the going live webhooks. And I'm also going to turn off require preview, so this will just go live immediately. just to kind of show off how that all works. Okay, so now let's make a webhook. Go streamer mode. Let's copy that. Doesn't really matter what you call the bot name and all that. You can change the image if you want. But the name gets overwritten with every notification. So webhook URL, obviously just punch in the URL. Webhook notes, you can just, that's just a free form text field to make your own notes. So I can type in like my server, demo 2, something like that. We'll set this to Discord. Okay, so we've got that turned on. So now, if I go ahead and start streaming, like I said, this time I have the preview required, turned off. So this just immediately went live. And in my channel now, I've got a message saying like, hey, John is now streaming, along with links to the URLs, to the streams. And links to the URLs. I don't like URLs, John. Let's see. I'll ping his IP address with the Visual Basic GUI or whatever it is. I'll create a GUI in Visual Basic. So this is coming from Twitch. And this will get posted into Discord because I had that comments, flag turned on. And you'll notice it says JPRJDev at Twitch. Yeah, so that's a pretty fun feature. If you're big into Discord, you can do things like say, like maybe you've got a streaming team, you can share a webhook URL and have, notifications when you go live pop into a channel, something like that automatically. Or just for your own, thing if you just want to have a thing that beeps at you when you go live. And so, yeah. I believe those are all the basics. One field here is every item on the dashboard is going to have an FFmpeg args field. You can do server-side stream transcoding. It's using FFmpeg to do it. So if you leave it blank, it just copies the video as is, but if you need it transcoded for any reason, you can do that here. Basically, you just have to specify your encoding flags. You don't have to specify any input or output type flags, just the encoding. So you can say what video, use this video codec, use this filter to resize it to, whatever size, use this audio codec, use this video bitrate, etc. And it's just like what you would punch in on the command line. So you can say, codec video, libx264, bitrate video, 900K, codec audio, AC, bitrate audio, I don't know, 128K, stuff like that. I'm not going to go into how to use FFmpeg. Just basically, if you look up FFmpeg, you can look up some, maybe tutorials on how to use it. You can figure out what you need to punch in there. Again, you just ignore input and output. It'll Multistreamer takes care of that part for you. You just have to punch in your filter / encoding arguments. You can stop pushing video at any time, which I'll get to in a second. Another advanced setting is the pooler. And this is one where you do have to specify your input arguments along with your encoding arguments. So if you have some video thing out there on the internet that can't push video where you want it to, but you're able to pull from it, that's where this is handy. So let's say you have some kind of like IP webcam and you want to stream it to Facebook Live or something, and the IP webcam can't push, well, you could have this do a pool instead. So basically you just have to specify your inputs, so like input, RTMP, blah, 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 whatever, along with your encoding arguments. And I'll just punch in some garbage data here. And what that'll do is on my dashboard, if you have something in that, Firefox is freaking out on me. Come on, or Chrome? Chrome is freaking out on me. Huh. Well, let's kill Chrome. Weird. Let's pull that back up. Man, I'm just having a buggy day today. Huh. Anyways, what is going on here? Let me try Firefox window. Oh, whoops. Hitting up the wrong URL. Yeah, it seems to be okay. Besides that failing. Huh. Interesting. Well, okay. That's weird. Anyways, I don't know. So basically, if you have anything under the FFmpeg pool args, it's not gonna check to make sure anything's actually right. It's just gonna pass that to FFmpeg, and it adds this start puller button here. And you'll be able to hit start puller, and they'll start up, an FFmpeg instance with these arguments. So the only argument you don't have to specify here is your output. You have to specify your input and your encoding / filter type arguments. But once you hit start puller and it's running, it'll then act just like you're pushing video into Multistreamer. And so all the other rules kick in. Like if you need to require preview, it'll, do the preview required bit. If you don't, it'll just go live immediately, etc. Let me go ahead and hit stop. I'm going to hit stop streaming here because I feel like something's wrong with my computer. I am running everything on one box right now, which I usually don't. Usually I'm encoding on a different box and Multistreamer is running on a server. Man, that's weird. Anyways. I think those are all the settings, I believe. We went over webhooks, permissions, how to add accounts, both from the main screen and there. Let me make a Facebook stream just to kind of go over what that can do. I'm not going to actually really be streaming to it, but you can Facebook is I should probably add my Facebook, shouldn't I? There we go. Facebook has some pretty cool features. You can push to your own profile, as well as pages that you're an admin of, groups you're an admin of, events you're an admin of. Usually you can't push video to your own Facebook profile using RTMP. You have to use your phone, or you can use Chrome and use your webcam. So there's people that do hacky things like make a fake webcam, for Chrome to use, things like that. But this kind of lets you just get your video into Facebook with the least amount of hassle. And so that'll be here under your profile page. You can choose your profile, what profile you want to push to, page you want to push to. I say what profile. There's only one profile, your profile. And then you have a privacy setting, which is pretty straightforward. I believe on pages, everything's public by default. I'll have to double check though. You might be able to make like private page posts. The continuous flag is so by default, Facebook divides its live videos into two categories, normal and continuous. A normal video, when you go live, it'll send out notifications that you've gone live. It will save a replay, but it has a cap of 4 hours. If you set it to a continuous video, there's no cap, but no notifications go out, and it does not save a replay. So, you just have to choose that depending on what you're planning on doing. A new update, a new feature within version 9 of Multistreamer, which is what this video is for, is before, if, like, let's say you were streaming to Facebook and a custom RTMP server, and you hit that 4-hour limit, the whole thing would crap out on both Facebook and that other stream. Now it should just, if Facebook dies, it dies, but everything else will keep going once you hit that 4-hour limit. So like it's a little bit better now. Sticky mode is 99.999999% of the time you're going to want that on no. I wrote that for when I do a like live marathon kind of event, and I'm not sure if my and I want to reconnect to the same video again and again and again. By default, when sticky mode is no, anytime you go live it makes a new video. But if you're in a situation where, like I said, I'm doing a 24-hour event and sometimes the internet craps out or a computer dies, you know, something like that, sticky mode is handy because then I'll set continuous to yes and sticky to yes, and then I can, you know, completely restart whatever, and I'll reconnect to that same video stream, so I'm not like making a new post every time I go live. That's for a pretty specific situation. But yeah, that's I think start to finish. We'll starting from it's been set up to finish, how to use it, how to add accounts, add streams, set up OBS, go live, webhooks, IRC, like we covered kind of all of it. So yeah, I'll be pushing out. This is version 9 shortly. Thanks for watching. I hope this is useful, and have a good day.